Nicholas Quintana. I'm at about 130 sobriety days. Feels great, feels amazing. Should have more, but bumps in the road and stuff, so.
Nick was another one that I knew very little about. On paper, he looked like he had the potential to be successful, but he had also, done some things that really brought that into question. So he was one of those that kind of came in with a blank slate with me.
It was a long road. Went through a lot of stuff. My mom was there for me a lot, but it was just a difficult time. I started in high school. I was doing pills and smoking weed in high school, and it just turned to harder things. And I was on a pretty rough path for about 3 or 4 years. 4 years, and I went through a lot of things within that time. Almost died a couple times, I think. And I'm glad I didn't, obviously, but I'm glad I'm here now. I mean, when I first started, I didn't think I was addicted to anything, But after a while, when the withdrawal started coming through, I felt like out of touch with everybody. I was just in my own world. Didn't really have any of my family with me. Just a bunch of friends, and that's it. It's kind of a dark world, really. I had gotten an infection in my leg. I had got MRSA. I think that was because I was shooting up. That came from that, and I was in the ICU for about a week, and I was in a critical condition for a little while, but I pulled through.
I worried every day, I cried every day, and I keep praying every day for him to stop. And it was a long journey for me. I was working full-time at a nursing home. I was also going to school, college, to get my medical assistant degree, and I dealt with all of that and plus him and trying to help him out in any way I can, and it just kept getting worse and worse. During the time for my graduation time, I hate to talk about it, but to make him understand, my graduation time, he didn't even show up for my graduation, and that was the hardest thing for me. I try to show both of my children that I'm doing a successful thing, and I wanted him to go.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, you just, if you were smart enough to save anything, you would use that and feel better for a few hours, and then like within that few hours, you felt better for it. You're already looking for the next high, So it's just a constant everyday thing, just all day.
So my graduation, he didn't show up for my graduation, and I was just kind of hurt with that. So he didn't care about anything. So things that he was telling me, he said I was just basically caring about myself. But I still kept loving him, and it was tough love. And I keep saying no a lot of things. And one very last time, after he got really worse, I seen him walking in the street, and I didn't like what I saw. And I just told him to get in the car, and I held him, and I said, please stop. And that was the last. And that's when he went to jail, and then he spent his time there. And then he had to go to rehab after that.
Well, my first charge was a theft charge and a possession charge. So that theft charge led up to that possession charge. I had gotten caught for that theft, and I had some drugs on me. And that's what started it all. I didn't really comply with probation, with anything for those few years until this last time I got arrested, and after that I straightened up.
He's very motivated and driven to be successful with work, and to be stable with housing, getting a car, pretty much doing everything that a responsible adult does. He really wanted that life. He wanted to kind of show, I think, his family, and I think mostly prove him to himself that he could do that.
And I was just willing to do anything to get my life back together and get back out on the streets and be with my family. I was kind of excited about rehab and being sober, so.
He chose not to mess around with meth and heroin once he started drug court. His problem was, hot UA for alcohol every now and then. I think marijuana, but from the very beginning, all UAs were clean from the meth and heroin. He started working. He's one of those individuals that took his job real serious.
So I've been pleasantly surprised that he has taken his sobriety so serious, and he's another that I will say has become what I would consider, and I use the term in not any disrespectful way, but he's become a man. He's become someone who can take care of himself, and he's got a great job, and he's dedicated to that job. So that's what we're trying to build. We've talked about this before, not just having sobriety is just the piece, but we want this whole bigger picture of someone who can have a home and have a family and take care of that situation. And I think Nick is in that position now.
So Nick has a lot of potential. Like, he is a hard worker, smart, very smart kid. And I think he just had to get over, you know, having kind of a chip on his shoulder in a sense, and kind of the attitude, because the thing about Nick is that he comes across very serious, but underneath all that, he's like a very likable guy, great sense of humor, witty. I just think sometimes that, you know, his attitude would get in the way of things, but he came a long way from that.
Right now, I am just very proud of him right now, because he has been clean and he has been successful of working and keeping himself going. He doesn't bother with me with anything, no money, no nothing, and he just keeps on going, and he goes to the store shopping, he's happy, and I just think he's doing a wonderful job with himself.
Oh, now, like, just stay busy. I mean, now I'm working 2 jobs, you know, I'm working 7 days a week. And when I have time, I like to just go fishing and do stuff outdoors, and just, you know, stay home sometimes, play video games, and just do those little things. Like, honestly, like going shopping, going to Walmart, and like doing stuff like that, those everyday things are fun, you know. It sounds stupid, but I mean, keeps me sane.
To tell you is that I'm just very proud of him right now, and everybody else is proud of him too.
I'm happy, you know, I'm happy that I'm sober, and you know, it's been 2 years from meth and heroin, over 2 years, so just a great feeling. So I don't want to ever go back to that. You know, I have my mom, my family, and everything's great, you know, so I don't want to jeopardize that again.